Did Jesus actually break the Sabbath, or did the religious leaders completely miss its purpose? What if healing, mercy, and setting people free were always at the heart of Sabbath rest? Let's uncover the truth hidden in one of Jesus' most powerful miracles. Let's get into it. Rightly dividing the word is more than having revelation and understanding. It is knowing how to apply it correctly. We do that first by living it in our own lives, and then by faithfully teaching it to others. The word of Yah is not a weapon to abuse or condemn people. It is the weapon of our warfare, given to defend the faith against wicked spirits. The sword of the Spirit was never meant to bludgeon people, as it so often has been done through religion. Instead, it is meant to divide the soul and spirit of man, expose truth, bring conviction, and lead people to freedom. From the King's News Desk, this is Daily Bread with the mandated reporter of the King's News. I'm Angie, the mandated reporter, helping you understand the Bible in plain language, reporting the King's News one scripture at a time.
I'm reading the Jesus book again, and it's on the section that talks about the blind man becoming sighted. Here's some history behind the Pharisees, and I just think that it's sad that the religious spirit is this devious and demented. So some history behind what they thought. The super strict enforcement of Sabbath rest spiraled into a litany of prohibitions against cutting fingernails, carrying a handkerchief down the stairs, lighting a candle, or helping the sick. It was permissible for a physician to stop a dying patient from getting worse, but illegal to help a sick person get better. Blindness was not life-threatening, so it could wait for treatment or miracles until after sundown on Saturday. What? In a society where uncaring parents chalked up having blind children as a loss and left them to fend for themselves or die, Jesus cared enough to bring sight to the blind man. And he used him as an example for others to physically see what he's doing for us in the spiritual sense. We were blinded by sin, and demon spirits are attracted to perpetual sin. But he came to set us free from captivity. The entire study today that I was doing is on the Sabbath. The example was given about how the Pharisees, Jesus' conversation with the Pharisees and how they untied their oxen and other beasts from their stalls freely on the Sabbath. But they got angry with Jesus for untying people. Remember the woman with the infirmity or deformity for 18 years. And they got angry with him for untying her or loosing her from the demons that were causing the infirmity on the Sabbath. Remember what I just said about how they felt about him healing somebody, getting him delivered and set free from demons on the Sabbath. He was giving them a Sabbath also. He was allowing them to rest. Also, we should do good work on the Sabbath. We get to rest. We need to help people to rest. Freely receive, freely give on the Sabbath. So with my previous understanding of the Sabbath is that no one did any work. But in reading this, it seemed as if the women of the house baked bread and they used the yeast from the previous day to put in that day's bread on the Sabbath. And so,
Hi everyone, do me a favor. If you're liking this content, go ahead and follow. I can be found on Spotify, Amazon Music, and tmrjmunchkinmerch.com/podcast. Be sure to leave a comment to let me know that this content resonates with you. Also, please share this information with someone that you know can use the information. Sharing is caring. Okay, back to the lesson.
Jesus used that example of the previous yeast for this current day to give out to her family or the people in her house so that they would have bread for the day to eat. And the amount of yeast from the previous day's bread was small, but became large when it was worked through the bread. And he likened that to how the kingdom works, like a mustard seed. When planted in a society, it grows to a huge size, but it also works in sin. Sin works like this as well. It's a perversion of how the kingdom works and is I can't say is, but I liken it to a virus that has been placed in the general population of society. Some sins like fornication, homosexuality, cursing, lying, and pride have become viral. In internet marketing terms, they have some things that are evergreen. So those are evergreen sins, and it is a sin that is viral. It's not normal, but it's done so often that it's become normalized. The miracle of the blind man was a tangible demonstration of Jesus' work as the light to our eyes. This blind man was not able to work because the light of sight did not shine in his eyes. Demons caused his physical blindness. In a similar manner, demons blind our spiritual sight, hindering us from doing the work of Yah's kingdom. Jesus came to bring light to our eyes, spiritually speaking. We must do the work while it is day, while there's light in our eyes. There is a time that is coming of darkness and death that will prohibit us from working. And another part is I now have a deeper understanding of what the Apostle Paul was referring to when he said worshiping the creation more than the creator. People take things that Jesus used as demonstrations of his power and they make monuments to them. Places he went, like the road and the water that he is believed to have used, they not only make monuments to it, people are going in the water and drinking it and things like that, but they're also making it marketable. So now they're turning the things of Yah into profit. They're trusting in the things more than they're trusting in him. They worship the objects and the places and charge admission in an attempt to reduce his work to a common sideshow for a buck or two. It's marketplace idolatry. It has turned the temple into a marketplace, or as Jesus put it, a den of thieves. All right, that's my study for this morning, or partial anyway. Shalom.
Until the next episode, shalom.